It starts with a very simple process of just going in and mapping it out. And, you know, Phil, you started that, didn't you? I mean, you went in and you started with some people kind of talking about how you could approach that.
Yeah, it wasn't as simple as you'd actually think, because normally we take reference images and then we go in and make something in our heads, and it's like we can just do what we want. Whereas this, it was like, this has to be here, that has to be there, and if you get it wrong, then you failed. So. No pressure.
I mean, from the video point, I mean, it's so different for us to approach something that's built in the real world, because we're used to building huge, epic fantasy structures or something in space. So we had to kind of, you know, feel ourselves grounded within the planet Earth, you know, and build something that we, you know, had seen on a map. And, you know, I mean, you got to go visit it, Lydia. I mean, you've kind of seen the difference from what it was in game and what it was. And you've said to us that it was like almost like walking around the same thing in game and then going there, which is so amazing to really hear that.
Yeah, I was actually very impressed, because when I looked at the pictures, I was like, okay, this is going to be kind of challenging, because like they said, the two of them make these amazing, epic builds. And so I'm saying, hey, can you guys build a dirt field for me? And they just totally stepped up, used Google Maps, used the images, and I can tell you from being there, it's absolutely incredible how similar it is. So basically what will happen is we will use that. UN Habitat is going to use the game. That map would be installed on computers, and then the community would actually be able to go in the game, see their field, give input, okay, we like this, we don't like this. They can see the plans, walk around, instead of looking at some drawing that means nothing to them. Because when I was there, I also saw a drawing of the field, and I couldn't tell you where anything was from that. But looking at what the two of them made, you could actually walk around and completely visualize it. So, is there somewhere here at MineCon that people might be able to learn how to build like you two masters?
Well, on Sunday, I think there's a little something at 1 p.m. You know, we've got some special videos and stuff. And there might be some special guests, some hatters maybe making an appearance to talk about a little thing called an epic hat venture.
Yes. Maybe some exclusives, never before seen, edited on the train here, maybe?
So, Fire UK has a panel tomorrow at 1. That's going to be over in the main convention hall, so you want to check them out. Please give them a huge, huge round of applause. So as we kind of diversify things with Minecraft, there's something very, very so new, I only know a tiny bit about it. And that's okay, because it's actually a really tiny thing. It fits into my pocket. Where's Daniel? Well, actually, both people are named Daniel, so either Daniel. Have any of you heard of something called Raspberry Pi? Not the kind you eat, this kind. Daniel, what is that I just pulled out of my pocket?
This is a computer?
No, seriously?
Yeah, try, it's not edible.
It's a tiny little computer that you can plug in a monitor and a keyboard. And what does this have to do with Minecraft at all?
Well, it has a lot to do with Minecraft. But what you can do with this, you plug it into your TV, and you so of course can surf the internet, or you can learn to program and do everything that you can do with the computer. But also, very soon, we will release a version called the Minecraft Pi edition for this one.
And why would I play this Minecraft Pi edition instead of any of the other versions?
Why? To me, it's just really super cool. You can put this in your pocket, you can walk over to your friends, you can have a LAN party, that's great. And also, the Minecraft Pi edition, that will have a special feature, which is we will open up a small API for really, really simple scripting. So you can learn basically in an hour to script stuff inside Minecraft world.
So, I hope you guys all heard that. You can use this little Raspberry Pi, non-edible Raspberry Pi, and actually start learning how to develop and code, which is pretty incredible. And the other Daniel, see, I couldn't make a mistake on this one. They're both Daniels, and Daniel Kaplan's working on it. It's very easy for me. But this Daniel is actually from Raspberry Pi. So if you want to talk to someone and you see him around, this is something really, really brand new. And I think at the closing ceremony, we're going to give you some more details about it. But this is just something we are really excited about because it's a way that people can start learning how to code.
Also today at 15:30, I think in the Indie Theater, we will do a small demo of it and talk about it. So if you're interested, come there and listen and have a bit of do-it-yourself projects.
Okay, so at 15:30 in the Indie Theater, you can come and watch. Thank you. We'll give that back to you. So, MineCon couldn't happen without some important people. And those would be, well, first of all, the whole Mojang team. Most of them were here working last night until 3, 4 in the morning. Some of them never went home, building, putting stuff together, doing kind of anything that was needed. So please give them a huge round of applause. Besides them, this year, MineCon was able to be bigger and better because we had some sponsors that helped us financially. And our biggest sponsor was Microsoft Xbox 360. If you look back in that corner all the way across, there is a multiplayer tournament area, and there are, I think, more than 60 Xbox 360s that you can go back and play. So if you haven't had a chance to try it out, if usually you play on your phone or on the computer, it would be a really great chance for you to get to play it. So a huge thanks to Microsoft Xbox 360. It's absolutely amazing what they just came in and helped sponsor this conference. Our other sponsor is Intel. They actually have a booth over in the exhibit hall, in the Times Square exhibit hall, and they have really cool things going on, actually. They have someone doing liquid nitrogen demonstrations. They're going to be doing some giveaways. We're going to give away 2 Ultrabooks over the course of the weekend, to be determined how. But yeah, they have been another amazing sponsor for us. So quickly and finally, I'm going to kind of go over what's happening here, because there are a lot of you, there's a lot of stuff happening, and although you won't get to go to every single thing because there's so much, you'll be able to pick the things you go to. And there is a wide range always happening. So one of the first things is I'm going to show you a video and talk over it. We have an indie game theater. So we have different amazing, maybe it will come up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait, okay. So we have amazing games. We have amazing games and indie developers who have come here just to show off what they are doing. They're not going to just hype their products. The sessions that they're doing, actually, we'll just watch it.
No, definitely. Fog of War, last big update. roof before.
Really?
You've done this before.
Don't know what you're talking about.
No, mate, definitely, definitely. Fog of War, nice big update.
Okay, everything can't go exactly as planned. That was a very weird showcase of them. But the cool thing is we have indie developers here. So I know some of you in the audience actually want to create your own games. So in the indie theater, what we've asked them to do is instead of just, okay, tell about your game, they're going to talk to you about what it's like to be an indie developer, what they're doing, how things have happened, what you could do if you wanted to be one. And they will also have booths in the exhibit hall where you can try their games. They're absolutely amazing. You want to go check them out. A quick overview of what's happening this weekend. We have stuff going on this stage all weekend long. Over in the New York Convention Center, we have all different panels happening. Indie theater will be happening all weekend, and also different meetup spots, so you can meet with people who do the same things as you. You want to go visit Times Square, which is the exhibit hall. There's a diamond scavenger hunt, PvP competitions, YouTubers will be over there, giveaways, the Museum of Mojang, Cobalt and Scrolls, pretty much anything you could ever want. There's also Jeb's Farm is over there, an interactive Minecraft area. Schedules are posted all around. Basically, this weekend is for all of you. Tonight, there is an awesome party where all of the rides are open at Walt Disney Studios. What you need to be wearing is your wristband. Everybody have them on? Yeah? Okay. So that's going to be at 8 o'clock tonight. So for 4.5 hours, you're going to get to hang out with all of these Minecrafters in a park, and it will only be us. So we will see you tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to MineCon 2012.
Welcome back, Sethbling here. In front of me I've got a bunch of redstone ore blocks, and they look kind of random, but that's just because we don't have the right perspective. So I'm going to come and stand on this brick block and look up, and it says Seth. Pretty cool. Just random blocks, but they say Seth. But that's not all. I'm going to come over here and stand on this brick block, and it says Bling. Seth Bling. Of course, there's one more brick block, so let me come over here. What does it say? Whoops, missed. Seth Bling rules! That's right. Pretty cool. Looks like just a bunch of random redstone ore, but if you get the right perspectives, it says 3 different words. I used an MC edit filter to do this, and you know, if you're a kid and you're in your math class thinking to yourself, why are they making me learn all this stuff? Well, this is why. This is basically the code to do all this is just a bunch of geometry and algebra, and it does something really cool. Yeah, like I said, I used a filter to do this, and if you want to download the filter, it is reusable. You can put in different words if you want. It only supports uppercase letters. You have to edit the 3 lines at the top of the Python file right here, and if you edit those, and you want to make the words about the same length in order for it to really show up, and you might have to try changing some of the parameters a little bit, but basically I just selected a 50 long by 50 wide by 30 tall region and ran the filter, and it'll make this. So it's pretty cool, I thought. Wanted to share with you guys. You can also download the world from the video description and check it out for yourself. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.
MineCon 2012. Hopefully we have, the next hour will be action-packed with fun and excitement. Can I get a little applause for fun and excitement? That doesn't sound like fun and excitement. That sounds like dull and boring. You can do better than that. Come on. Do it. Custom maps are one of the most exciting parts of the Minecraft community. People can create epic stories, challenging puzzles, and incredible structures that they can then share with the rest of the world. Here today we have some of the finest map makers in the world on this panel. And what we're going to do is we're going to do quick introductions. We're going to show you some of the stuff we've done, Q&A, and then we're going to do some videos on what will be coming up. So, without further ado, Kubo.
Hi, my name is Kubo, and you guys might know me. I did the Pastry Pirates map, which was released this past year. I'm also an administrator from the VoxelBox server, and that's about it. Go.
My name is Ridge Dog. I'm host and owner of the VoxelBox server. I made the adventure map with Captain Sparkles called Deep Space Turtle Chase, which was released over a year ago. But since have been working for the Yogscast, and my main project right now is actually the Shadow of Izerfell.
Hi, I'm Seth Bling.
Seth Bling here.
Welcome back. I like to do custom maps in vanilla Minecraft using lots of redstone. I love the redstone, and command blocks are awesome. MC Edit, Trickery, all that stuff. And you probably saw my videos of the opening ceremonies, the Team Fortress 2 videos. I've done some other stuff like SkyGrid, which didn't involve any redstone at all. Some other like Tower Control, Pit Frenzy, Minecraft PvP games. So yeah, I like to do a lot of PvP type stuff too.
And last but not least is myself. I go by the handle Blame the Controller. I am responsible for over a dozen maps, most notably the Kingdom of the Sky series. I'm also the project lead for a new map making team called the Broken Buttons. And I want to just recognize two of my build team, Thaliste and Ruben, who are here. So they're awesome. Thank you. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you something that we've done in the past, and then we're going to go into Q&A. So, lights, please. What are you doing? I don't use Max.
Right there.
This one?
This one. Next one.
This one?
Yes.
Click.
PC.
This is Kupo's Mac from last year.
was really nice and cheerful. Mine's significantly less so. Could you kill the lights all the way, possibly? Because my trailer is pretty dark and it's going to be... is that possible? All right, anyways. Say again.
Dark creatures stalk the shadows. Foul beasts.
There we go. Now we're cooking with gas.
Dark creatures stalk the shadows. Foul beasts from a living nightmare. They hunt and prey upon the innocent. But now it is I who will hunt them.
What is going on, guys? I Choose Moo here, and welcome back to Mathcraft. Been away for a little while, had some exams to do, but now I am back to ruin your favourite game with maths and physics and stuff. What you are looking at here, my friends, is the humble iron block, and the plan for today's episode is to absolutely rip its physics to pieces. Iron has a mass number of 55 and an atomic number of 26, and the mass number is the number of neutrons and protons combined, and the atomic number is the number of protons. So if we take one away from the other, we find out there's 29 neutrons and 26 protons. So the mass of one proton is 1.6726 times 10 to the minus 27 kilograms, and the neutron is not too different, it's 1.6749 times 10 to the minus 27 kilograms. The mass of one block in Minecraft is 1 kilogram, so if we find out the total mass of an atom of iron, we get 9.20597 times 10 to the minus 26 kilograms. So if you do 1 divided by that, we find out that in one block of iron in Minecraft, there are 1.086 times 10 to the 25 atoms. So basically, that means that if every person on Earth was an atom, you'd need another million Earths to get enough atoms for one block of iron in Minecraft. But we're going to go one step further than that. The mass of an iron atom is 55.845 U. Now, use an atomic mass unit, we can convert it to kilograms, but for what we're doing, it's a little bit easier to leave it like this. And the mass of the constituents is 55.44016 U. And there is a little difference there, and that difference is made by the binding energy. And the binding energy is basically the energy that is used to hold the constituents of an atom together. And we can use the difference to work out that binding energy. So the difference between the mass of the iron atom and the mass of its constituents is 0.40484 U. Now 1 U is equal to 931.3 mega electron volts. So in one iron of atom, we have 377.03 mega electron volts of binding energy. Convert that into joules, which is the standard unit for energy, we get 6.03 times 10 to the minus 11 joules. So to work out the total amount of energy we need to separate every atom in that iron block, all we need to do is multiply that energy that we just got by the number of atoms that we found earlier, and we get 6.55 times 10 to the 14 joules. Now if you put that amount of energy into making the average person walk, they'd manage to walk around the whole Earth in 0.000002 seconds. So that is all from me for today, guys. If you want to check out my channel, there's a link in the description. I'd appreciate if you'd leave a like or a comment on the video as well. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
So, say you have something valuable, like a full set of diamond tools, but you don't want to leave it out in the open. Maybe you should hide it behind a secret door, like a piston door. This video is a tutorial all about how to make the piston door. First, let me say that there are many types of piston doors. This video only shows a few. Right, first you'll need your sticky pistons. These will not only push, but pull your blocks. Place the 4 pistons with a 4-block space facing each other. Then put a block behind each one like so. Lead your redstone wire from the top of the block connecting. Then you'll need a NOT gate. This is a redstone logic gate that basically swaps the effect of your current. So, if it's on, after the NOT gate it'll be off, and vice versa. Finally, attach a switch of some sort, filling in the gaps between the 2 pistons with your door material, and switching the switch opens the gate. Simple. One of my favourite variations of this door is the bookcase door. This uses 2 sets of pistons, each connected to a different switch, so it's less easy for other players to find it. There are many possibilities to build a redstone door. Soon you guys will have your favourites as well.
You're going to have to speak up.
That's a very nice panel you have there.
It is a nice panel. Anyway, if I asked you to make a filter, would you make it?
If it's a good filter, you know. I only have so much time to work on stuff, so I try and pick the best stuff that I can work on, but I'm always looking for new ideas, so.
What if I asked you? Would you make a filter if I asked you?
Same answer.
Just ask me. I'll take care
Look
of it.
for me in the comments.
All right, who's up?
We got a question at the back here if you like.
All right, do the one in the back.
Right, so this is basically to all of you. Is it better to use like a written book or a sign when you're doing an adventure map?
Book.
Book.
No. It all depends on how you want the player to actually experience your game. There's different situations for everything, so maybe in some instances a sign would be good, maybe in some a book is fine. Maybe you even want to try other things, such as making a YouTube video to have them go to actually get some interaction.
Geez, I wonder who did that.
As has been done before. No, or maybe you want to include some material that the player could, read along with whenever they're playing the map. There's lots of different ways, and people are always thinking of new things to come up with. So, just try and be creative with whatever you want to do. I mean, maybe you'll come up with the next big idea.
If it's more than 60 characters, the book is the way to go, right?
I would say it depends on how you want, how you intend players to experience it. So if you're doing like a multiplayer thing, only one person can read a book at a time. So you might need to include multiple copies of the book. Whereas a sign, you can just look at it on the wall. Like Kupo was saying, there's other ways. You can use command blocks now to do all that stuff, and that way they don't even have to. No matter where they are, they can read it. And so there's just a lot of different ways to do it, and it really depends on the actual experience.
Seth Bling chooses C, command blocks.
Redstone. Just spell it out in redstone.
Yeah, on the wall.
What first got you into custom maps?
What was it?
What first got you into custom maps?
For me, I guess I like doing stuff with redstone, and I wanted to do something a bit more complicated, a bit larger of a project, and I thought that there was a lot of unexploited potential for PvP maps. My first custom map was Pit Frenzy, which was kind of a PvP map, but you're not actually fighting another player. It's kind of an interesting concept. But I really just wanted to put all of my redstone skills to use, and doing it in a custom map seemed like the most interesting way to do that.
Would you like the PC answer or the real answer? Okay, so you guys know Captain Sparkles, are good friends, and he came to me and asked if we would do some redstone, but I was well past celebrating that night with some friends, and I said, oh, the Voxel Bugs doesn't help with adventure maps, we do adventure maps, and he's like, okay, well, I'll hold you to it, and so the next day he comes back and he's like, do you remember yesterday at all? I'm like, oh. Yeah, I do, and he's like, all right, well, let's get started, and 3 months later, then we had the adventure map we did.
Yeah, this past year, I think, in December, there was a competition hosted by Multiplay UK that I took part of. It was a 1-month creative build competition. I'd helped out a little bit on Deep Space Turtle Chase, just a couple small things. But I decided to, enter this build competition. About halfway through the competition, my partner Feather and I, we were like, this build is pretty cool. Let's give it a story. Let's make it an adventure map. So it was never something that actually sort of planned to do anything with. We just thought, hey, it'd be cool if we could try and make it, and now we're kind of hooked on it.
We got another question at the back here, if you like.
I didn't win. I got
Well, I
second.
want to hear what got blame the controller into it.
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a video game maker, and unfortunately that didn't end up happening as my career path. However, when I saw, actually when I was a kid, I used to make like the little instruction books for video games, and I would send them to Nintendo of America, and they would always reply back, "Thank you very much for your idea, but please don't send us so much next time," you know. So I mean, I like total detailed. Anyways. So when Minecraft came out, I saw a map called the Red Merc Mystery, and it is one of my favorite maps. And I thought it was an incredible opportunity for me to take some of the stories that I had made as a kid and actually create them and then distribute them to the world for people to play and enjoy. So that's what got me into map making, rather. So you want to do the question in the back?
This is to Seth Bling. Have you ever thought of making a map anything like Hypixel's Creeper Dungeon?
I'm not actually familiar with that one. I assume it's a single-player adventure map. Is that right? Anyone know? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. A lot of people have asked if I intend to make a adventure map at some point, and the answer is I'm open to it again at some point, but it takes a lot of time to really do a full good adventure map, and you guys know that. I tend to work alone, and so you'll notice that there's not a ton of aesthetics in a lot of my games and maps. I tend to focus on function, and I'm not really that good at aesthetics, so making a big long adventure map like that, I'll probably have to work with other people and stuff, and it takes a long time. So I might at some point in the future, but let's see.
All right, anything up here? All right.
Where would you suggest meeting up with other people with your interest to like collaborate and make a custom map together with other people?
MineCon?
What was it?
The question was, where would you find collaborators for projects, right? Yeah. MineCon's a great place. There's actually meetup rooms, or there's a meetup room where you can, I think there's focus sessions. But also online, there's a lot of great places. Minecraft Forum has communities around build custom maps, and Reddit also has some great Minecraft communities.
I agree.
Well, one thing you really have to be concerned about whenever you're doing something like this is, a lot of people, they think, a bigger team is going to help you get a better map, and that's not always the case. You really need to make sure you just find people that you can genuinely work with and tolerate as a person, because, yeah, you're going to have lots of conflicting ideas, and that's good sometimes. It could help you make some really amazing things, but at the same time, you need to have, general flow of, what you're doing together. You need to know where each other is. You can't be on different pages. So you really have to be in sync with that person. You can't just say, random person, let's make a map, and it'll work. No, not really.
Minecraft forums, as was previously said, is a very good place. Also, creative build servers are good places to meet other people that may be interested in building maps with you. So they may not have the ability to do like redstone or something like that, but they can make all the structures and the organics and stuff look very pretty. So custom build servers, creative build servers like the Voxel Box, if you can get on. And other really awesome creative build servers are going to help you out find those people. So you got one in the back?
A video that you made a long time ago called like a push map with redstone and like snapshots W39B, I think it was. Will you ever make a map like that?
So that was for me. I think that's the name of the video, actually. That was basically a precursor to the Team Fortress 2 map, specifically Dust Bowl. So we actually used a lot of the same technology from that map in Dust Bowl. It wasn't exactly the same, but yeah, I've thought about going and making a map themed on just that kind of push mechanic. There was actually, in Team Fortress Classic, there was a bunch of maps like that. So that is something that I had a lot of fun playing, and I think there's a lot of potential for a Minecraft map like that. So yeah, maybe at some point in the future, but I don't have a definite plan for it.
All right, next one. Anyone? All right, we'll come over here.
What do you think about the updates of MC Edit since it's gotten open source?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What do you think of the updates on MC Edit since it went open source?
Oh, there we go. Sorry about missing your question. I was just so enamored to be up here with Seth Bling. MC Edit going open source? Well, that's a toughie because when it went open source, what was his name?
Code Warrior was the original one.
Code Warrior.
TK Tech picked it up.
It started kind of going out of development, and I used it really heavily. And it recently sat for like 6 months, and then recently some famous YouTuber picked it up and started doing filters for it. I'll remember the name later. Seth Bling. And actually, it started being redeveloped, and the bugs are being fixed for it. And so now I can actually start to work with our maps that our server has, which are thousands of kilometers. And so I have a lot to thank him for. I have mixed feelings because you can do a lot more, but it also is a lot more buggy.
Yeah. When MC went open source, it was because the original developer, Code Warriors, kind of stopped working on it. TK Tech picked it up, but there weren't a lot of updates to it. Actually, fortunately, you can still use it for new features in the game without it being updated for those features, which is an awesome kind of facet of MC Edit. Now Code Warrior has actually picked it back up. I think it's still open source, but I expect to see a lot of catching up and then new features coming out pretty soon. So it was kind of stale for a while, but I think it's going to be really good coming forward.
Code Warrior, if you're watching this, I love you.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is mainly Ridge, but all of you, really. How do you go about making a custom map, thinking up the ideas, and then actually doing it successfully?
You need to know your audience. In Deep Space Turtle Chase, my audience was actually YouTubers. Knowing who you want to have play it, and then when it's odd how YouTube will actually make a custom map or break it. And so, like, if you tailor it to something that's going to be entertaining to watch someone else play, that's what I do, and I try to think of situations that are going to catch them off guard. You never want to kill someone. That's number one. Don't kill the player.
I do.
Don't shamelessly kill the player. If they fall into lava on their own, that's fine. But don't just be like, ha ha, ha, I dropped you into a pit of creepers. And then they're going to hate you for it. So don't do that. But make sure you have a story. And when you think of it, just think, would I want to play this? And then revise it. Would I want to play this? Then revise it. And then when you're finally satisfied that you'd want to play it, you know, you really ought to build it with a group of people who can tell you when something is a bad idea and do a good amount of testing. But it doesn't have to take you more than a couple of weeks, and just, I mean, not always on your first try, but just try once, try again, and keep going, because it'll just eventually come to you.
Anything that you do in terms of creation, making the game itself, the writing, the story plan, the builds themselves, you have to take an approach. I know it sounds really weird, but you have to think of it as you would if you were actually putting out something that you were charging people for, because they're going to take time to download your game, and you don't want to waste people's time with something that's really horrible. So just think through as much as you can before you go through it, and everything that you do, just test continuously. Then bring in 20 more people, and then way to break it. So you're always going to be fixing that and you're gonna have to more people all the time.
Just put it right up there.
Again? Okay.
Yeah, right up there. Just eat it.
Nah, like I said, a lot of it, write out your plans, your ideas, think it through. Look and see if you have any plot holes in your writing. See if what you're doing makes sense for your character. You don't want to make, this character generic or any sort of, I guess, overpowered sort of person. You don't want somebody to be all 100% evil, all 100% good. You have to know how to mix things to actually give your character a bit more roundness and, give the player something different that they can experience in the game.
Before I let him take it, one last thing is don't be afraid to send it to one of us, or anyone for that matter. I can't think of one person who does YouTube or custom apps who wouldn't kill for the chance to try the next big thing first. And even if it's a small, novel thing, like I try every single adventure map that comes into my inbox, good or bad. So I would love to give you feedback if you want to send it to any one of us. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I always answer everything that gets...
Eat it.
I answer everything that gets sent in to me, always helping people out with building advice. That's what I'm mainly known for, is with building. I don't do anything on the redstone side of things. I'm all about the creativity. So, there's lots of people, that'll give you advice and they'll do it freely all the time. So don't be afraid. We won't do it. We don't bite.
But the real experienced person is over here. He's made more than all of us combined.
So typically when I make a map, I have a general idea of what I want the story to be, or if it's more of a game like a la carte, which is what you just saw. For a la carte, I wanted to take the command blocks and showcase them like immediately after they were added to the game. So what we did was we made it so that the kind of the trick of the game is that because you're a vampire, you have to keep it constantly at night. So you have to go into the center spiral area and trigger a command block which will reset the time so that it's nighttime. And at any point, if the map turns to daylight, like if the sun comes up, you're a vampire, so you die. You burn up, you get sent to an end area where you calculate your score and what have you.
That was evil in Kingdom of the Sky 2. I sat there slamming my face against that waterfall for 10 minutes before the nighttime came.
There was a riddle to it. And the thing is like he said, don't kill the player just to kill the player. If the player dies, it should be because they messed up somehow. My maps tend to be on the more difficult side, but I try to be fair. So if you die, it's because you messed up somehow or you just weren't paying attention. So if you just carelessly rush through my map, you're gonna die and you're gonna die a lot. And then I'm gonna laugh when I see videos of it. So
we're just a bunch of trolls.
Well,
We've all been trolled.
I do troll everybody in the start of my maps with dropping them. It doesn't kill them. I just think it's funny to see their reaction. But so you want to have it be, depending on, also you have to look at what your audience is. Do you want it to be a more casual game? Do you want it to be a challenging game? And also there are all kinds of maps. You have puzzle maps, parkour maps, adventure maps.
Stick to your genre.
Yes.
Don't avoid jumping puzzles, please.
Yes. No jumping puzzles.
Not only am I bad at them, but I'm bad at them. So there are different things you can do. Like in some of my later maps, I actually gave people the option to go a puzzle route or a parkour route. So if you like whatever type you like, you can still play the adventure map to its fullest. And then for those people that do both, then there's a little extra goodie that they get. So really, what you should do before you even place block 1 is you should come up with your idea, your strategy of implementing the map, and have all your ducks in a row. So that way, when you actually start to build it, it's already done. And all you have to do is just make it happen. So,
I have a little bit of a different experience because you guys tend to focus on story, but none of my PvP games or anything have story. I try and when I come up with an idea, it's not always a good idea. Sometimes it's not going to be intuitive for the players. Sometimes it's not going to have a good flow. Players are going to be sitting around for a long time and stuff like that. So I need to make sure that it has that intuitiveness. It's going to be fun. Then I do a ton of prototyping. I prototype every part of the map. I like to include a lot of new things that people haven't done before, and so prototyping is vital, because if I get 3/4 of the way through a map and then find out that there's no way to do something that would be critical to the map, then I'm just I'm screwed. And so the prototyping is really, and that's kind of going along with what you're saying. You need to make sure you know what you're doing before you even start with the actual map.
I think we got time for one more quick question in the
got
back.
one at the back here?
Well,
yeah,
I want
please.
that kid and the guy in the Viking hat.
My question is, how do you get all the inspiration to make all these epic builds?
The builds themselves?
Yes, and the redstone, everything.
The builds first. Okay, builds first, and then I'll pass it down because they can do the redstone. I can't talk about that. So builds themselves, people think that just because you're in Minecraft, you have a game with blocks, and you have to think in terms of blocks all the time. Nothing is ever about 45 and just 90 degrees. You can do anything you want in Minecraft, and that's where you get things like organic builds, which is what you saw in my map, which is a build that sort of ignores traditional flow of those angles. And it's just like, you just have to think of it as in a real term. I use Minecraft as a 3D modeling tool. I don't see it as just straight lines. Don't be afraid to place things that you think would be odd or unnatural feeling, because it's just a lot of trial and error. Place a block, it's not going to hurt you. And once you start doing some, once you know what you want to do with your ideas, your plans, go out there and actually research what you want to build. Take a look at a picture of a bird. See how yeah, see how it would move, in action or something. Don't make things just static. Building in Minecraft, again, it's a lot like 3D modeling and traditional art. You have to learn, how to do proportions and, actual drawing elements, and that'll make your builds really more dynamic, and they'll definitely help you out and, give you some experience on making it nicer.
In regard to redstone, I think I speak with almost all of the redstone community, maybe except for Seth, when I say that it's all about one-upmanship. Getting something where the rest of them were like, oh, I should have thought of that. I could have done that. He's not that special. That's the reaction we're all going for, I'm sure. Not him, of course.
No, I do try and go for that too. The creative processes are really hard. I mean, it's basically impossible to really put into words. I would say that there are two main ways that I get inspired to do something in Minecraft. The first way is that I see something completely external to Minecraft, something like Team Fortress 2 or Duck Hunt or Minesweeper, and I think, how could I do that in Minecraft? And people tend to really like that stuff. The other way is that I'll notice something weird in Minecraft, a little glitch or something, and I'll figure out, how can I exploit this in a way that nobody's ever done before? And I spent a lot of time thinking about that, staring at my sandstone floor and just thinking. And the little glitches are sometimes the most interesting things that you can build on.
Tip of the hat for the bud switches. What? If you know what that is, then good for you.
Then you should come to the Redstone panel.
Yeah, come to the Redstone panel. I'm not going to be there. I'll be sitting in the audience asking the tough questions. I seriously want to ask that kid in the Viking hat, because he's had his hand up the entire time.
So the question was, if you want to get redstone really far, but you don't want there to be delay, then what do you do? Look up the word instant wire on Google or YouTube. There's a lot of interesting stuff about ways to instantly transfer signals, and it uses glitches, but Mojang hasn't fixed it yet. So.
It uses those glitches that he was talking about, the cool ones that let you just send it instantly. It's really cool.
Works for now.
Till the next patch. Don't let it happen.
All right, I think that's all the time we have for questions. We have 10 more minutes. All right, yeah. So yeah, basically, a couple of us, we got a couple of our projects that we're previewing, so we can show you guys what we're working on now for our next map. So first up, we've got my trailer for my next map. It's called Welcome Back. Something a little bit different from the first one. You never want to get stuck in one genre, so if you can turn the lights down a bit.
I'll give you 60 seconds to disappear.